I bought a van. This is a medium wheelbase, high top, 2012 VW Crafter, and I'm going to be spending the next several months converting this into a log cabin style camper van.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to the next episode of my log cabin camper build. I promise that was first take. No one will believe me. Yes, I bought another stupid purchase. £1.50 at the boot fair, at the boot sale. And it rolls up. So I can take this anywhere on any of my adventures and just pull up and do a bit of mini golf. Thought it'd be hilarious. Just imagine, I pull up to the mountains in Wales. I roll this out the front, mini golf. South of France, mini golf. Just got to find somewhere level, which may prove tricky. But anyway, I digress. I've got some other bits for the van too. Let's have a look. You may have noticed in the background just then, I've got a bloody painting on the wall. 20 pence from the boot fair. And if you know anything about art, this is a constable. I don't know a lot about art, but this is one of the few that I do know. So when I saw it, I was like, I know that one. It's the hay wain. So now to the main meat of the video. I'm going to be building this dining area that hopefully the bed will be able to pull out over the top of. I was going to build the chairs from scratch, but I saved these from the bonfire at work. They're quite nice old dining chairs. I just need to reupholster them because this doesn't really match the van, and I managed to find some cheap faux leather which kind of matches my Chesterfield rocking chair, which is oxblood red. Now the next issue, there's no room. That doesn't look like it's going to work, does it? Well, I just need to cut the legs off so that I can push it back flush against this wall over the wheel arch, and I'll fix them to the wall. Then I want to create storage under the seats like I originally intended. So when I put these back on after I have reupholstered them, I'll probably attach a hinge or something so that I can lift them up like that. Then I want to build a table that's going to go in between these to eat off of. So I think I'm going to start by reupholstering the seats, because for some reason it seems like the most exciting part. I guess it's the most transformative part, but we'll really see if these seats are actually going to look good. I am just using an old screwdriver and my fingers to get the staples out, which might seem silly, but I don't have the right tools, as always, and I feel like if you get the stuff for free and intend on doing it cheap, it kind of defeats the object if you have to go out and buy tools for the job, you know? I feel like I'm starting to get a bit of a flow going. I lift one end out like that, and then I put my thumb on it and then lever out the other end. I've just got to measure what sort of size piece I need to cut out. I obviously need extra so that it can go round and overlap underneath, so that I can, you know, staple it in or nail it in, depending on how I do this, because I don't have a staple gun either, obviously. I overestimated how much I needed. So I bought 2 sheets of this, and I think I only needed 1. But it's fine, I could probably think of something else to use it on in the van if it looks nice. And this hasn't got to be perfect, because this is obviously just going to be hidden under the seat. So that's my rough cutout. And then I basically just need to attach it somehow. Again, in the one video I watched on how to do this, they basically did the sides first and did the middle of the sides and then worked their way outwards. And as they got towards the corners, they sort of started to sort of bring it in and folding it in like that. Well, I've got a solution. Felt nails for roofing. Luckily, my dad used to be a roofer, and we had some of these. Like, pull it quite taut. She said you got to put it tight, but like not too tight. I guess if you do it too tight, you'll actually end up creating more like ripples. But let's see if we can get one in. Let's have a look. Well, that went in pretty easy. This is all a learning process. I've literally never done this in my life. I watched a video on YouTube once. That was it. Now I've done most of the sides and I've got pretty close to the corners, and I'm pretty sure what I had to do was basically like pull it, like skip a bit, pull it into the middle, and then I've here I've got one sort of fold, and look, I've halved it, and now I've got 2 folds. And then once that's in, I'll do the same again and halve it, and I've got 4 folds. And then by doing that, somehow you limit how creased this corner is. I feel like if I'm going to mess up a bit, this is going to be the bit. I'm slowly getting rid of these creases as I pull each new bit in. Well, as you can see, I got a bit carried away and I just finished it. It was going to get a bit boring and repetitive. You've seen how I did it. And they do actually match, kind of. It's a bit of a different red, but I was going to find it hard to find the exact same red, wasn't I? Yeah, not too bad. I'm considering I've never done this before with fabric, let alone leather, which, by the way, is even harder, especially to get all these sort of wrinkles out, but I'm happy with that.
2 weeks later.
Well, what happened then? It didn't work. It's actually been 2 weeks since the last take. Been going through some stuff. As you all know, my friend died, so we had the funeral, and, you know, anyway, now we're back at it a couple of weeks later, and I decided that this wasn't working. It didn't look good, so I've just ripped it out. Essentially, the plan was that all of this ugliness was going to be hidden behind the seating, and, well, with those dining chairs, it just wasn't, was it? So it looked awful. So I'm going to build it from scratch, like everything else. And now it does seem like I wasted a lot of time and effort, and I did. But it happens, and I'm going to show my mistakes. I'm not perfect. But at least maybe the reupholstering these seat top things was not a complete waste of time, because I might still be able to use these as the actual seat. I'll just have to build what they go on from scratch. I was also rushing and basically forgot that I still need to shut off the under the bed shed area. So first of all, I'm going to use some of this fresh plywood that I've bought, because what I had left was a bit manky. Shut that off, and then I can just focus on building the seating afterwards. And now I just basically need to build a box out of pallet wood there and behind me that's going to act as a storage compartment and a seat. And then this will basically be what I sit on, and also the lid. I'll just obviously put a hinge on it so it can fold up. And then it should cover all of this ugliness and match the van better. But first I need to scribe around this wheel arch, which is going to be a bit tricky. But then I can slide this flushly against the wall of the van. So I've cut this so it slots under here, and I've just temporarily screwed it in place so it doesn't move around when I try to scribe. Now, I've never actually done this before, but I just watched a YouTube video. Basically, you just need a piece of wood like this, and you need to start at the furthest away point, and then have this pen or pencil right on the edge. And I've screwed a little hole here because I see people holding it on the edge, and I figure probably easier if I just make a hole, then I can't move it by accident, can I? And then I think the idea is you just follow it. So I kind of go down like this, and you just try and keep it perpendicular. As much as you can. Now for the moment of truth, I've also had to cut this corner off to go around that. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. I've literally never done this before, but could be better, but it's not bad. It's going to be inside the storage compartment under the seating anyway, so guess what? You won't see it, so it don't matter. So, scribe attempt 2. See if I can do this side any better. Well, moment of truth. A little better than the last one, but still not perfect. But again, good enough. Yeah, not too bad. Again, you won't see it, so it's good enough. And I've got a little gap here for the wires to go through. Main thing is that this bit is flush. I mean, it's bowing out, but once I've screwed it in, as you can see, nice and flush. And there we go. The under the bed shed is now separated from the rest of the van. And it doesn't look too bad. I'm probably going to stain this now. I'm not sure if I'm going to clad that or do anything with it, but for now I'll stain it so it at least matches the colour of the rest of the van. Probably should have stained it before I put it in the van. But we move. There we go. It's all stained now. Doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. Again, I might cover it up yet, but for now, it'll be all right. We need to focus on the chairs. So we're here with our old friend pallet wood. I've cut these pieces to length just so I can show you what I mean. These are going to be like the legs out here with these blocks here so that the cross piece has something stronger to sit on and attach to. And a piece going back towards the wall, and we're basically going to create a box over the top of this wheel arch, which is going to be the base for the seat. And then we're probably going to panel it like we have done with the walls and the kitchen. I understand it looks like I've just jumped ahead a lot, and I have, but you'll see in a minute. Sometimes I just need to get on with it. So as you can see, I got carried away again, but the basic framework for the seat is done. And then this is going to go on here like this, and then I'm going to panel it. See, I've just done all these like this, so it suits the rest of the van. But when I'm done, hopefully it will kind of look similar to the kitchen. So hopefully you're getting a feel for what it's going to look like. And then I kind of want to do the same down there. Yeah, and then the same there. And it'll be a nice rustic chair. And it does hold my weight, before anyone says. And there wasn't enough here really to attach the hinge, so I've just put an offcut here to make, you know, a fatter piece to screw into. Now to attach the backrest, I took the seat off for now so I could actually access it. I've had to add a fat piece here just to bring the bottom out because I don't want these to be flush. It won't be very comfortable, will it? I want a slight incline on it, just to make it more comfortable, but not so much where it stops the seat folding up. So there we are, and this still opens. And pretty comfortable, to be fair. Not bad at all. Now we just need to tidy up around the edges, to be honest. Fill these gaps, do the side, and then probably stain all these bits so they don't stand out so much. So as you can see, I have finished both chairs and they're looking all right. I'm just now doing the paneling on the sides of the chairs. There will be a bit of wheel arch exposed still here, but I'm going to be building something here and you won't be able to see it. And yes, there's a gap here and here, but when I do the flooring at the end of the build, I will put some sort of trim all the way around the edge of everything, and I'll sort that out then. This is awkward to drill and hold at the same time. Almost done. It's just this gap here. I don't like that, so I'm just going to fill it with these pieces of wood. Just got to prop it open with my trusty little putter, and then I'm basically going to put them like that, and then obviously stain them as well. Well, that was satisfying. No gap, and I'll just stain this. There we are. That looks better, I think. One last job before I do the table. I'm just going to put a bit of trim on these, on here where the pieces of plywood meet up. So, there we go. I've added a bit of trim just to hide where the plywood meets, and the seats are finished. Now I've got to think about what I'm going to do for a table. I was going to have like a central beam or pole coming out of the ground here, and then just have it there, and then obviously be able to take it away, but that was how I was going to do it. But I've decided I might actually prefer just having a hinge here and have it so it can fold down. I feel like that'll be the easiest. And I'll have like a second bit, so it will fold up, and then there'll be a bit here which will go down and create a leg to go down, if that makes any sense. Something like this, but it's a bit too wide, so I'm going to have to make one thin and then put the thin one in the middle. I haven't got a circular saw that works, so I'm going to have to try and cut that by hand so I get a thin sliver to go in the middle. Well, I've drawn a straight line, I've just got to follow it. Once I sand that, it'll probably be all right. There we go, that doesn't look too bad, does it? So I'm just going to screw in from the bottom first. So now that's kind of what I'm going for. And I need to reinforce it, but I'm going to see what it looks like when I stain it first. So I'm just attaching the hinge. Turns out I didn't have a hinge, so I'm just going to borrow the one from this seat for now. I can replace that. We can see it works. I've just got to get another one and put it back. But I need to see if this table is going to work. Now we've got to attach it to here. I've just put this block on here, so I've got a nice meaty bit of wood. Oi oi.
That's what she said.
And that's not just attached to the ply. Behind there is that big beam that's supporting the bed, remember? So just got to get that on there like that. It's heavy enough for this to be awkward to hold it and screw it at the same bloody time. So it needs to go over. Oh, that might be the one, you know. So there we go. Ta-da! But obviously it's not going to stay up, is it? So I need to make a leg that comes down here that's also on a hinge, so it folds out down and then back away again when I put it away. But that means I'm going to have to take the hinge off of that chair as well, and then these chairs are basically just sitting on there until I go to the hardware store and get some more hinges. But I need to see if this is going to work, don't I? Now, of course, I've encountered a problem. For this to be long enough that the table is level, it won't fold back. See, look, because the table isn't deep enough that way. So I'm going to have to come up with a different solution. And maybe it's not attached. Maybe I just make something that I get out and slot in place, and then I put away when the table's away. Right, we're back again. I've tried several different things to try and make this work, and none of them did. But I think I may have found the solution. I basically have two hinges. I have the hinge that causes this to go back, but because it's too long to go all the way back, I've got a second hinge. So that way it also folds up so it can fit under there. But then obviously now it's wobbly. So I've had to put on like a door latch to lock it shut. So now it doesn't open. The only problem was the thing that this is supposed to go into didn't really work. So I've had to make something. I've had these little sort of eye ring screw things. I've had to makeshift something for those to go in that's tight enough that when this slots in, there's no movement. But it doesn't look too bad, does it? To be fair, I quite like how that looks. So now let's take this off. So I'm just adding this behind here. I could have put it on top, but I've made this one look nice, so I'd rather this one was behind. And then hopefully now the table will be out enough that the leg of the table will be able to fold properly. So I realised even after doing that, it still wouldn't work. And I think the issue was this middle rib, whatever you call it, support. So I've removed that. I don't actually need it. These two are fine. And then that should give more clearance, I'm hoping. So that it will, whichever way around I do it, it might be, it'll be better than it was either way. Because it needs to come out like that. And then come back in. Or it can do that, to be fair. That might be better. It'll take up less space, I think, actually, yeah, because that doesn't stick out as much as that does. So that's what we're going with, and that might just about do it. I just wanted that visible, that was all, because this is cool. I'm torn. We'll try both. You know one thing about putting hinges on is if you don't put the screw exactly in the middle of the hole, when you screw it in tight, it nudges it off, like nudges it off centre slightly. So that one was all right, but a couple of times I've had to take it out and do it again because it just gone. Another awkward one to hold and screw at the same time because it keeps trying to fall over. Well, of course, it didn't fit again.
So my microphone died again. But basically what I'm saying is, even with adding that block behind what I'm mounting it on, wasn't enough. So I've had to add an even bigger block to give enough space behind the table when it folds away that it hangs flush and parallel to the wall. And here I'm basically just making sure that I hang it at the right height so that when the leg is out, my table is relatively level. Because we don't want our food and drink sliding off the table, do we?
Right, so after a lot of messing around, I've got it working, I've got it level and everything. So this is it working in action. Just got to do that, and then there we go. And I will find a way to stop that swinging around when I'm driving, but you get the idea. And then the only other thing is I've pinched my fingers a few times grabbing it here as the leg comes out, so I've got to make sure that I grab it the side. Look at that. And this comes out slightly further than vertical, but that's a good thing because then it's less likely to go in and make everything on the table go everywhere. Now, what some of you are probably wondering is, does the bed still pull out? Well, yes, it does. And then I suppose this, obviously I have no shoes on, but this can act as a step to get into bed. So here we go. This is how the van is looking now. Not too bad. Really starting to come together now. I think especially sectioning off the shed has made a big difference. Oh, and I have, chamfered, like cut off the corners just to make it a bit easier to get in, especially that side. It does look nicer as well, I think. It's quite good. Well, I also did a thing. I got a sticker of my friend Carl for the window. So on all of my adventures in the van, he can come along with me. That's it for another episode. We got the dining area finished. Overcame a few hurdles. Sorry this episode took so long to come out, but as you know, I've been going through some things. Grief is strange, and every time I tried to do anything on the van, I'd lose my temper and have to walk away. So I'm sure some of you can understand. But we got it done, and we're moving. We're back to it. Not sure what the next video is going to be yet. Guess it will be a surprise, but hopefully it will be sooner than this one took. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you later.